Hey friends, it's Lucas from the Yes to Life show, and today we're talking about the best vegan gifts in 2020. And before we look at any specific gifts, it's also important to note that vegans are all not the same. We all have different needs, we all have different preferences, and also the reason why someone is vegan also determines the gifts that they actually appreciate. So someone who went vegan for environmental reasons has different needs than someone who went vegan for the animals, or someone who went vegan for health reasons. They all require different gifts basically. So you know the gift recipient the best, whether it's a friend, a colleague, one of your family members. So think about what is important to them, what is dear to their heart, and based on that you can also make your judgment. But there's one thing that we all have in common. Doesn't matter what the reason is for being vegan, we all love good vegan food. So this gift guide is mostly focused on stuff that's related to cooking. And that brings us to gift number one, which is knives. Now knives are fantastic gifts because you have such a wide range of options, ranging from $10 to $150. So it doesn't matter what your budget is, you will always find something that's useful and people really appreciate it. So something like this, like a tomato knife, is super handy and it's also very cheap. Most people really appreciate a good tomato knife like this. It's about $15, $10, something like this. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Or you could buy a small paring knife like this or a chef's knife. If your budget is a little bit higher, you could also buy an entire set of knives. It really depends on your budget and also knowing what the person already has. Because coming back to my previous tip, if someone already has 5 knives, you really don't want to buy another knife. But if you know that their knives are dull or they don't have really good knives, that you can always buy a better chef's knife. And chef's knives like these, they range anywhere from $30 to $150. The ones at 30 are already pretty decent and pretty good. This one is about $30, but if you want to spend a little bit more, around $100, you get a really great knife. Now that brings us to tip number 2, not very sexy, but very practical, and that's a good cutting board. This one is not the prettiest one, but you can always find really pretty ones. Especially if you look at a channel like Gas Oakley and Avant-Garde Vegan, he always has these beautiful chopping boards. If you get something like this, that's a beautiful gift. People always appreciate it. It's very handy and it looks good in the kitchen as well. Now tip number 3, a classic. I think we all have a lot of cookbooks at home. You could buy cookbooks or you can buy something more technical, something like this, The Science of Spice. Unfortunately, most technical cookbooks are also very heavily focused on meat. This one is pretty alright, it's a great book. And then I can also recommend a lot of cookbooks, for example. This one here from Sayuri is fantastic. She's a really great chef. We actually filmed a cooking course with her before. Her food is amazing and I highly recommend this book. And then also I can recommend anything from Gas Oakley. I'm a big fan of his work. And his recipes and his cookbooks are always fantastic. So you can't really go wrong with a cookbook. Now, if you want to buy something a little bit more special than a cookbook, what do you get? You can get vegan online cooking courses. And this is a little bit of self-promotion, of course, but my brother and I, we created a vegan online cooking school with Veecoco, where we film courses with chefs from all over the world, whether it's vegan Italian with an Italian chef, vegan German with a German chef, Japanese, raw food, pastry, and much more. Now at the time of this recording in December, we have 16 vegan online cooking courses with over 500 lessons. And you can buy gift cards with access to all lessons for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And because we highly value you watching us, we want to give you a 30% discount. You can find a link below this video. And as an added bonus, for every month of the gift card that you choose, we're going to donate 1 vegan meal to children in need at the border of Myanmar and Thailand. We started this initiative last quarter, and last quarter we've been able to donate over 700 meals. That's super amazing. I hope that this quarter, around Christmas, we can reach 1,000 meals, and we really appreciate your support for this. So that means if you buy 1 month gift card, we donate 1 vegan meal, 3 months 3, 6 months 6, 12 months 12, and so on. So please check the link below. This is an amazing gift in 2020 because we all love to cook at home. We all have to cook at home. And since you can travel this year, you can bring Italy, for example, to your home. You can learn from an Italian chef in your kitchen. Now, staying in the kitchen space, something like this, a beautiful plate, is also always very nice. So we in 2020, a lot of the local small businesses, they are struggling. So if you can find some artisanal made and handcrafted bowls and plates and glasses like this in your area, that also makes a fantastic gift. They are beautiful and I think every one of us would appreciate a gift like this. And on top of that, you also support your local businesses. If you've watched our channel for a while, you know that I love a rice cooker. I have a rice cooker since many years. They're so handy. And I know that a lot of people actually don't have one at home. And even though the name is a rice cooker, you don't have to cook rice in it. You can make millet, lentils, quinoa, buckwheat, anything basically. It's such a handy tool and it's a fantastic gift. And you can usually get one for less than $30. So this is an amazing gift. It really makes your life a lot easier in the kitchen. So something to always consider for Christmas. Next up, we have another kitchen tool that I use regularly, which is an electric steamer. And this one is amazing as well. It saves you so much time because you can just add the food, you turn on the timer, and in the meantime you can do other things. And this is an especially great gift for someone who's more health conscious, because steaming vegetables is one of the best ways to retain their nutrients. Fantastic gift, especially if someone is doing meal prep, for example. This is really, really handy. And even though it looks very big right now, you can actually stack them inside. So in the end, you only have one compartment down here. And a steamer like this costs around $30 to $50, so they're also very affordable. Next up, we have two very different gifts. So as I mentioned earlier, some people went vegan for the environment, some people went vegan for the animals. So if you know someone who went vegan for the animals and who's very engaged in animal welfare, then donating to an animal sanctuary on behalf of them is going to make a fantastic gift. And especially in 2020, a lot of those animal sanctuaries are struggling right now. So I'm leaving a few links below this video. And someone who's vegan for the animals, this is going to be a fantastic gift. And on the other hand, if someone is vegan mainly for environmental reasons, planting a tree on their behalf is also a fantastic gift. So I'm also going to leave a link for this below this video. And the cool thing about those two gifts is that it's something that you don't really expect, because most of us, we actually expect something like socks, maybe a cookbook. Everyone usually gets cookbooks or regular books on Christmas, but something like this where you really donate on behalf of someone else, that's something that you usually don't get at Christmas, and I think that's an amazing idea. Now back to kitchen appliances. If your budget is a little bit higher and you really want to make someone an amazing gift, then you can buy them a blender. Everyone always appreciates a good blender, because if you're vegan, especially if you're raw vegan or you want to make vegan cheese, vegan nut milk, you need a very, very good blender, a high-speed blender. And the best option is a Vitamix, but it's also the most expensive option, but it's really an amazing gift. The Vitamix is just fantastic. But if you want to have really good value for money, also you could buy a Ninja blender. It runs at a much lower cost. It's not as great as the Vitamix, for example, for something like raw cheese or vegan milk, but it's still a fantastic gift, and it's also a lot cheaper. And the cool thing is with this one, you also get a food processor attachment, a smoothie maker attachment. So basically in the end, you give someone 4 gifts in total, and it really transforms all of their cooking basically. And if you know a vegan lifter, coming back to the beginning, everyone has different needs. So if you know someone who's very active and athletic, then something like a vegan protein powder is going to be an amazing gift as well. Vegan protein powder, maybe some flour oil, something that supports the immune system during this time. And you can find a link to my favorite vegan protein powder below this video. Super healthy, it's made from water lenses and very sustainable. And the last thing on the list is vegan accessories or vegan fashion. My aunt actually gave me this for my birthday, so it's a vegan wallet made from leaves. So it's eco-friendly, it's vegan, there's no leather being used for this. And you can find a lot of those nowadays. There's vegan wallets, handbags, shoes, all of these amazing brands that are coming out that don't use any leather, but use vegan alternatives. They make a fantastic gift, especially if you know someone who's mostly vegan for the environment or very fashionable. I hope you enjoyed this gift guide. If you did, please leave a like and a comment below. You can find links to most of the products below this video. Just as a disclaimer, these links are affiliate links, so at no cost to you, we will earn a small commission if you decide to buy through them, and that helps us run our channel. And I hope that you have a fantastic Christmas this year, even though it's going to be very, very different, of course, especially depending on where you live in the world. Me and my brother, for example, we're not going to visit our parents this year, simply because it's a 6-hour train ride and the trains are going to be very crowded this year. So we're just going to stay in Berlin and celebrate in a small circle. Have a fantastic Christmas and see you soon.